welcome to the Go Potty Podcast. I'm Rebecca Mottram, a children's nurse with a special interest in potty training. This podcast presents a new way of potty training, one that is backed by science and child development. So get ready to be surprised at what you'll learn, and get ready for some fun too, because children learn best through play. Each episode will explore a key aspect of potty training, with practical tips and expert advice all proven to work. So whether you're just starting out or you've already started, I'm really glad you're here. Hi, I'm Rebecca Mottram, and in this final episode of Series 1, I'm going to help you consider a way to solve potty training problems through connection with your child. The reason we can frame potty training problems this way is that ultimately, you know how to potty train your child. So if you're coming up against potty training problems, the most likely cause isn't because of what you're doing, it's because for whatever reason, you've lost your child's cooperation. And the number one best way to build cooperation with your child is through connecting with them. As far as parenting challenges go, potty training problems are amongst the most difficult. It's really normal to feel stressed, frustrated, embarrassed, and guilty, and even angry. Potty training problems can make even the most rational, calm, and gentle parent lose control. Potty training challenges often stem from a disconnect between adult logic and a child's emotional response. By seeing things from your child's point of view, you can better understand their fears, frustrations, and resistance towards potty training, and you can gain their cooperation. In the scope of this podcast, it's not possible to provide the right advice for every single child or every single potty training problem. But I really hope that the following tip will get you thinking a bit differently about how you might start to solve any problems you have with potty training. If you're really struggling, remember that I do offer help via one-to-one consultations, and I can address any potty training problem, big or small, with you. Okay, so solving problems through connection. First of all, we need to understand that the way you think about potty training is probably very different from how your child is thinking. Adults approach things very logically, but most children approach things as they happen, and they have much more of an emotional response to them. Your child may not appreciate the new arrangement or understand the goal you have in mind or why it's important. And as you try to resolve the problem in your own ways, you can be drawn apart. So the first step to connect is to consider things from your child's point of view. This means listening and observing them to understand what it's like for them. A common version of events in your child's mind might go something a bit like this. I'm okay in my life, I have no problem with nappies, but now I have to take them off and learn all this really difficult stuff. It's really hard for me, I want it all to go away, I hate having accidents, I hate being told what to do, I want to do things my way, and I know I'm getting it wrong, and whatever I do, I can't seem to get it right. So imagine if you're seeing it from that perspective, which might be the perspective of your child, it's no wonder that so many children close down and resist learning about using a potty or a toilet, especially when this is a brand new skill for them that's also quite complicated. And if we compare that to how you might be thinking, so in your mind you might be thinking something like, it's time, I can see that they're able to do this, I'm going to teach them, they'll have a few accidents, but then they'll be so proud when they get it and we'll be free from nappies, we'll be able to go to school, and it's what needs to happen, so I'm just going to get on with it. Okay, so your perspective is much more goal-orientated than your child. And because of this, you might be immediately wondering, okay, so how do I get my child to do this? And what happens is, as adults, we quickly jump to trying to get cooperation. But by jumping so fast, we ignore how our child might be actually feeling about it. And as the feelings go unnoticed and unprocessed, they can get bigger and they can create a rift in your connection that can grow. So once you have an idea of what your child is thinking or feeling about potty training and the problem you're encountering, it's worth letting your child know that you understand. So help them realize that they're not alone with this, that you are there with them to help them. This can really help your child to feel more connected to you And again, it's this connection that will naturally lead to the cooperation that you need. So have a think about how they might be feeling and tell them, say, when I think about this problem that we're having, I think you might be feeling really sad, or I can see that you're feeling really angry. And just allow that feeling and validate that feeling, because as soon as you start doing that, your child will feel that they are understood and that you truly see things from their perspective. One of the other key ways to help you and your child feel more connected and to promote engagement is to have a time each day for maybe 15 or 20 minutes where you simply focus on whatever it is that your child wants to do. Maybe it's a favourite game. You might even like to write up a list of activities together that you can do, particular cuddle times, reading together certain books, playing particular games. And this is to help them get into the idea that they will get this time every day when they'll have your undivided attention. You can emphasize the benefits of cooperation for your child. So, for example, that you'll be able to have all the energy to play as long as they can at their time, as long as they can also play their part. So, keeping their pants clean and dry, going to the toilet when you ask them to or when their body tells them to. And when it comes to this time together, always do it even if your child has not cooperated. Use the time to help them feel that you enjoy spending time with them and are interested in what they are interested in. You might be surprised at how much impact just doing this one thing has on your child's willingness to cooperate. And it may also give you valuable insights into how they're thinking and feeling that you can use to understand what they need. And that's all for this episode of the Go Potty Podcast. I hope you found it helpful. Remember, you can do this. You know your child better than anyone, so trust in your instincts. Be patient with yourself and your little one, and most importantly, keep it fun and playful. And don't forget to get your copy of our podcast companion guide, so you have all the strategies, games and activities when you need them. It's available via the link in the episode notes or on my website, littlebunnybear.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, happy potty training.